Hello everyone, welcome back to Soccer Showdown. Joe Archino and Martino Puccio here with you as always. And the World Cup might be over, but there is still so much news happening right now, and none bigger than Cristiano Ronaldo joining Juventus. The sensational superstar has taken his talents to the Italian juggernaut. Martino, I think, of course, one of the biggest stories of the summer, other than the World Cup, has been this. It was been rumored for a while, and then, of course, now it is official as of him being introduced at a press conference. But I think first and foremost, what we want to go back to is obviously the storied career he leaves behind at Real Madrid. Was it the right time for him in Real Madrid to shake hands and part ways?
Yeah, I think so. He's been there on a better part of a decade almost. He just won 3 straight Champions League. He's won so many Ballon d'Ors there. Like, what else is there for him to accomplish at Real Madrid? I just felt like he kind of got complacent there. I mean, even in the final, they brought on Gareth Bale, they brought on other guys, and they were doing it without him scoring. It's like Real Madrid might not even need him either. I mean, not to say that they don't. He's one of the best players of all time. But they're going to be able to move on. They're the biggest club in the world, so they're going to be able to replace him shortly. I'm sure we'll see that within the next few weeks. But, I mean, the time has come. He's won everything there is to have won there. 4 Champions League is more than most clubs. In fact, it's even double of the amount that the club he's going to now. So I think he's done enough, and I think all Real Madrid fans can thank him.
It is pretty remarkable when you can let go of a player like that and still think, we're going to be just fine. Well, now we go, and of course, Serie A. This is a massive move, bringing a player of this caliber into this league. It's a great league, Martino. You cover it very well. You know it very well. It's very defensive in nature, though. What kind of adjustments is Ronaldo going to have to make for Serie A, and what do you think that his addition to the league is going to do to help the league?
I think this is huge. This is actually the biggest transfer of all time in the league. I think the only thing that might compare to is when Ronaldinho came here. I think it was about 10 years ago when he signed for them. There's obviously that new TV deal that is going up over here in the USA, so that's going to be a bidding war between ESPN, Turner, if BN wants to get their rights back. So it's a big deal in that regard too, in terms of the popularity of the league over here. And it's just massive. For where Juve was 12 years ago to get relegated to Serie B for the Calciopoli scandal, and the fact that they climbed all the way back up and they can buy a guy like this, and the wages are astronomical. He's going to be getting 30 million euros after the taxes. I just think the fact that a high-profile player like this, who's still at the top of his game, is willing to come to this league, who's back on the come-up, I think it's great. And to your point about how he'll do in the league, he's going to dominate. I mean, we've seen guys like Higuain just recently broke the record for goals in a year with about 30-something. And I think he has the opportunity to break that. He's on the best team possible, and he's one of the best players. So I think he'll adjust just fine. The best players in the world can play anywhere.
I think that's very true, and we're still going to want to see what he's going to do with Juventus. But Juve has had firm control over Serie A. They've won the 7 straight titles in this league, Martino. We all know that they're all in on him for his Champions League. They've been to 2 finals recently, and they've lost them both. Mm-hmm. Does bringing in Ronaldo help them alleviate that woo, and bring them closer to that glory they want so bad?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is the one bugaboo if you ever look at Juventus. It's the fact that they're not able to win the Champions League final. I think it's been at least 3 straight times dating back to 2003, at least that I can count, that Juve has been that close. And the past 2 times in the Champions Leagues has been at the hand of Cristiano Ronaldo and Real Madrid that have knocked them out in the final and in the quarterfinals this past year. I just think he's the type of guy who can exercise the demons and get them over the hump and eventually win them the 3rd Champions League title that they sought after. Because they've won the league 7 times in a row. They have 34 league titles. They keep winning Coppa Italia all the time. They're not worried about that. They're worried about the brand and bringing in the Champions League, because that's really all they need at this point. And I think if it were to be a guy to do it, it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Do you think they do it? Do you think Ronaldo can help them lead them to the title?
I think they might be the favorites going into this year because they have everything you want. They have the goalkeeper in Perin they're bringing in from Genoa. He's one of the best keepers in Serie A. I think they're looking to bring in Godin as well, who's one of the best defenders on the planet. So you could argue that's just as good as the transfer if he's coming in for 25 million euros. And what else do they have? I mean, the midfield's fantastic with Pjanic and all those other guys with Matuidi's now a World Cup winner. You put up Cristiano Ronaldo up there with Paulo Dybala, Douglas Costa crossing those balls. They're one of the best teams, not only in Europe, in the world, and you know what? They could really rival for that title.
It's a window that looks very bright, Martino, but finally, he's 33 years old. Obviously, he's still playing at an extremely high level. We just saw him in the World Cup have some brilliant flashes. But how much longer can we expect to see the prime level of Cristiano Ronaldo?
I think he's so unprecedented, we really don't know, because he's probably the best athlete that has ever played this sport. And to see him at this age, at age 33, he's turning 34 in February, to be at such a high level like this, to be scoring at the rate he scores at, and he's going to a team that's going to make it easier for him. Barring a major injury like Zlatan Ibrahimovic had, I'm not expecting a drop-off for the whole time he's at Juve, because he's that good of an athlete, he can score that well, and he's that great a shape. I mean, I don't even think he needed to take the medical. I think they just did it because they had to for legal purposes. But the guy's in tip-top shape. He's one of the best players of all time, and that's what I'm expecting from him. Lots of glory, lots of goals, so I don't think they went wrong with this. I think he's going to do great.
I don't think you could say it any better. It is an exciting time to follow Serie A, and especially if you're a Juventus fan. We cannot wait to see Cristiano Ronaldo take the pitch in all these great matches next season. But everyone, that's all we have time for on this episode of Soccer Showdown. I'm Joe Archino. He's Martino Puccio. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next episode.